again missed this, but so I have clicked on recording. So let me repeat once again as the session is getting recorded. Today we are going to learn about some pseudo classes, and then we are going to start a concept of navigation bar. So navigation bar is this one only, which we have developed using table, but every time table will not be supported, and using table is not a good option as well. So here we can have a horizontal navigation bar as well as vertical navigation bar, and if time permits we are going to learn something about the drop downs after that. The drop down in the sense, when I'm placing a cursor, I shall get a list of I'm able to see the list of drop downs. So these things we can do even by using the jQuery or JavaScript, but it will be very much flexible if it comes from the UX itself. So using UX also we can do the same thing. So when we start jQuery, again I will explain you how to get this drop down. It's very easy using jQuery. Using scripting language, how can we achieve this all? These concepts will get repeated that time also. But there you will, it will be a scripting language. It is a, and here it's a markup language. So let me begin now. What do you understand by the term pseudo? What is pseudo? Any idea about this? What do you mean by pseudo?
I heard the term pseudo
Responsive
code,
kind of
but
thing.
What is that?
It's a responsive web design type of thing.
Responsive web design. Perfect definition you have given. Any other? Yeah, you are absolutely right. But I also want to know the meaning of pseudo. Pseudo, this kind of,
it's like algorithms.
what is that?
Algorithm. What are
Algorithm.
we doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Algorithm. Fine. hmm So why do we call something as pseudo? If you don't want to specify some name, then we will call it as a pseudo. Pseudo is nothing but rough. If you want to go for exact, you go for the accurate, and if you want to go for measurements or limitedness, then we go for the pseudo. So here in CSS also we have some concepts like pseudo. Let me explain you. So what I'm doing is I have created one div with the name hello world. I'm just running in Chrome, so I got a div here. So let me design this div so that it will be more clear. For designing, there is no doubt at all, I have to go for the div tag. So I'm going to provide a border here, and the border is nothing but solid. So it's a very huge, very big. In order to avoid that, I'm providing some narrowing. Width I have given, so 300, and font size I'm giving as 20 pixel. Okay, now let me give some margin and padding. So it's pretty simple. So by default it is 10 only, or 0. So if you want to provide something, then you can provide it like this. And if you want, you can give some margin. Better you give margin as auto. Auto means it will align at the center. So now this is what div we have designed. So what I want is, when I'm putting a cursor, I want to change the color of the div. So this is known as placing a cursor on the div, is known as hover. So div hover, color red. You can see. So when you are placing a cursor on that, you can change the div in this way. So these are all nothing but pseudo classes, and pseudo classes will be applicable on this thing as well as links. You can see that when you are clicking on some hyperlink, going to the next page, coming back to the same page, the clicked hyperlink will be having some other color and unclicked is having some other color. This will be done because of the this thing, pseudo classes. So when I deal with links, that time I will explain you more about that. And so here just we will go with one example, that is nothing but the hover example. Okay, so what is meaning of hover? Placing a cursor is known as hover. So when you go over here, if you place a cursor here, you're getting something. So on hover only you have to write the code to display this. Okay, did someone ping to Vikram?
Yes, sir. You said to give a message, right, in this code. Yeah, just giving the access code to him.
Okay, so you have pinged the go to meeting URL also, right?
Mm, access code is enough, sir.
So let me proceed. Navigation bar. The second concept which I am going to take you is navigation bar. Now we are going to design the navigation bar which we have seen over here. I'm not going to go for everything. This we will consider, this blue area is nothing but the navigation bar. So this navigation bar is practically designed in this way. Home, about us, next what we have, academics, then life at AEC, placements, media, contact, finally we have login. What is this? Can someone tell me what I have written?
Order lists, unordered lists.
Perfect, perfect. So I have used a concept of list over here, right? So it's an ordered list or unordered list?
Unordered list. So if it's an ordered list, we will get the members or
Yeah.
domain numbers, whatever we want. It's unordered, so we get like bullets and stuff.
Per- Perfect, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some CSS on this one. What is the CSS I'm going to apply? Display inline. So you can see that I'm getting everything in a line here. Why I'm going for line? Because I'm trying to develop something which is vertical in nature. Perfect. Oops. Mm, yeah. Now we have to provide some thing over here. So what is that I'm going to do? I'm going to take it in a div, and again the CSS will come into picture, and this div is having background color as blue. Okay, and where do we have font here? Text is here, so font color white. Font font color is not getting changed. Let me change the font color. LI we have. Okay, color as white. Gapping and all we have to provide. Width, width cannot be applied inside. So width is there, but the thing is this content is coming down. So we don't want that content to be down. And let me give height as auto. Now here we have to apply one property, lifestyle type. I will explain you what is that. List style type. So let me place it over here. So when I'm removing inline, what is happening here? You're getting everything in a line. And when let me remove this one as well.
ఈరోజు నైట్ నిద్రపోను మొత్తం చేసి పడ్డావు.
So here width I'm adding as 200 pixel. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to separate this with each other. So what are the different ways we have for doing that? How to provide a spacing between them?
Margin.
Margin, padding. Let me debug this. UL. So what did you come to know why it is coming down? For UL you have specified a very limited width. So due to that, it is coming down. And what about margin? Why padding? Padding is there. If you expand the padding now, you will come to know what all padding got applied over there. So padding top is 10, right is, if you write only padding, so it will be in this way. Let me make it 100, 30. So what first change we have to do is, we have to remove 300 from there, and height is auto, it doesn't matter, writing and not writing is one and the same. And margin, so margin I am removing from there. Let me come back over here. Width and margin, this two I am going to remove. If you reload it, what happens, your changes will be there, the latest changes will be there. Just click on this and go to this region. It's considering the entire one. Cell by cell, if you see what it is exactly, display in line. So if you learn how to debug now, then you can just treat yourself like you learn 30% of the concept in terms of CSS. So let's enhance it more. So what we are trying to do, let me go to the website. So we are trying to bring it here, and there should be gapping in between them. And another thing is, when we place arrow, it should get shaded in this way. This we are trying to do. So step by step we'll go. So we reached up to here. Let's increase the font size and increase the gap between each other. So here, let me add margin as 0 pixel, and here let me add some padding as 10 pixel. So what is the difference between here and here, you will see in this screen. So li, when you see, you have wrapped the complete content, the parent is div. Okay, when you see li parent is ul. So if you provide some padding here and margin here, this parent and this child will have a relationship. But you want a relationship to be, means your changes should be affected between this parent and this child. So because of that, I have added over here. Okay, now, so let's make this font as somewhat better. Font color as white only. What is that font style we have, right, for bold? Let me open Dreamweaver so that this font style or font, what is it is, that confusion will be. So now you can see that we reached up to some point. The same thing we have designed, guys, which we have did earlier using table. Today we have learned using a list. So that time you want table is a very simplest way, but acceptable is the list only. Let's see what they have used in this one. So if you place a cursor over there, you can see that they too have used list concept, unordered list. If you see some other website, So here there is nothing so called navigation bar. Let's see what they have used over there. So here they have used simply diffs over here, simple diffs. So in this way you can check what they are using at what end. If you just click over here, you will see the code for that. This is a high level. Let's get strong in the basic level first. I'm opening it. So now I'm doing a coding in Dreamweaver because it's found style. Okay, found size, found weight as. Let me give 400. So let me provide some gapping over here. If you see here, it's coming at this point. So how to send this entire context to this portion? Guys, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So how to send it? Padding left, I'm giving as 100. Let's see whether it works or not. Yeah, it's coming over there, but again, what happened? Found size. Let me give some big size, then we'll change it. Okay, and here you have somewhat less size, and some padding it from top and bottom is also there. So if you want to provide some gapping between top and bottom, you can provide that one as well. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 18 here, and margin I'm giving as 10. Let's see, 10 is very less. 110. Okay, so but this will not work out for us. What exactly is happening? It's giving a gap from top to here. So anyhow we brought it over here. This width we are looking to increase, height we are trying to increase. So I'm giving the height as 200 pixel. It's got increased much. This much we don't need. We have given big number to check whether it is changing or not. Still it is very big. Let me reduce to half. Yeah, now you can see that the context is getting attached to the top. We don't want it to be like that, so we have to provide something for that. And what we need to provide for that?
Margin for top.
Margin top, margin. Okay, let me tell you what exactly. Let me apply and tell you. What margin basically do is it will take a diff. This gap it will fill out, but we want to fill this gap. Let me apply the margin in the LI. Let's see what happened then. So, I think Vikram has joined, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Vikram, are you there?
Yeah.
So, actually, we are discussing about the navigation bar. We have just started about
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So,
And
earlier,
I have did
uh, come again.
uh means I completed a part of this. I'll just mail you my work. You can just have a look over that.
Sure, sure. Okay, fine. Anyhow,
Okay.
I checked your mail, Vikram. It's appreciated that you have designed it in a very well manner. Different colors you have given. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
So let me come. So this navigation bar using LI we are trying to do. Earlier we have used table over here. Now we are using list. In a real-time industry, people will not go for table. We have list concept, ordered list, and ordered list. So that one I have used over here. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to provide some gap here. So for that, margin for inside. So you can see that margin for all corners got applied. Let me apply for top. Let's debug from here. You should make a practice to debug from screen, because every time redeployment is very difficult. If you remove padding, see it's going there. So padding is needed. Padding is perfect. If you remove margin, writing margin and not writing over there is one and the same. It is not reflecting there. So that is not a place for margin. So let me come back over here. So here font size 18 is there. So if you increase to 22, it looks good. So okay, let's come to div now, because internal and external both it's not supporting. So let's go to div now. So in div, do we have any CSS here? Let me check what we have written for div. Only color we have written. Let me add some margin, 10 pixel, 100 pixel if I give. Let's see what happened. So margin will take this difference, as I said you. So margin padding, let me take padding top as 100 pixel. Yeah, this has worked for us. So in this way we have to debug and we have to fix our requirement. So you can see there is a gap which we are looking for. So any extra code which we have written which is not required here, we have to remove that. Oh, this is needed, it seems. Okay, so guys, you can see that now we have reached up to here. Let's learn the second area now. The second area is when I place a cursor on this should get highlighted with some background. So let's work on that now. Font family. Font is Vardhana. Font weight 400. So this thing is not working over here because your diff is not having everything exact. Your list is having fonts. If you see the code, characters are in the list. And yeah. So what was the next point? If we place a cursor here, this area should get uh, highlighted with some other color. So let's work on that. So what we need to do basically. So the things which comes to mind is placing a cursor on that. So when I say placing a cursor on that, it is nothing but hover. So hover is going to apply it on this one. Li. I'm sorry. Let me take some dark color. Guys, are you following? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in this way, we will utilize hover over here. If you want this hover to be perfect, means it should get merged perfectly, then you have to do some padding and all. Let's fix that. When I say perfect, here we are getting some gap. It should not be, and there should not be any gap. It should be covering the exact one. So for that, what is required is you have to go to that particular one and you have to fix from here. Padding top. Font weight 400. It's not affecting. Okay. Let me reload this. So what is needed? Can you tell me what exactly is needed in order to fill this gapping? If you think in general,
Maybe the hover margin for down, sir,
hover margin,
because it is not filling for the down, so that's why hover margin down.
you mean to let me apply that. Margin down, you are saying, right?
Yes,
Margin bottom, that is, right?
yes, yes.
Let me take auto. Or else let me give something 1000. Mhm. Any other idea, guys? Come on, speak up. Got it? Guys, are you there?
Yes, sir. How did you go? I didn't get that.
Okay, so what I did is I have reduced the size I have observed that the size of the div is more, so because of that this padding is visible. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
simply reduce the size of the div so that it will be covered from all the corners.
Okay.
So in the same way you can also develop your screen for the vertical navigation. I just give you the assignment for this one in order to go with vertical navigation. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Let's proceed further now. There are a few concepts which I need to cover in the beginning classes which I missed out. Let me cover that. So if you want to provide some bordering to this div, so what is required? For example, let me show you how to do that. Let me open in Dreamweaver because I don't remember this attributes and all. Border, style, dashed I am giving, and border, color also if I give then it will be more visible. I am giving the color some highlighted color. Come to the browser. So you can see that if you want to provide some border to your div or anything, you can provide your border in this way. So what is required for that? Border, style. So let me come to Dreamweaver. Here you will be having multiple options: dotted border, double, groove, hidden, inherit, none. Many are there. So you apply any one. It's not mandatory that all will get supported for you, because what happens is some browsers will not support some tags, so we have to check that one also. And if you want to increase the border, you can make it as border as 5 pixel. 5 is very less. 15. Okay. Border, only border tag is not there, I can see that. Let me give border style only. Here I'm going to give some value. Oh, it's not reflecting here. Border style. So if you give solid, then you are getting something here. If you want to specify the color, you can specify the color. And if you want to give different colors, border, top border, if you want to give some other color, you can give in this way, red. If you specify border color, only color means it will take top, bottom, left, right, border, bottom as some other color, bottom color. So you can specify the colors like this. So top is different, bottom is different. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
What about others?
Yes, sir.
Sandeep, Vikram?
Sir, I'm following.
Okay. So if you want the border to be somewhat more, for example 33 pixel, big border, if you want like this, you can go in this way. There are many options you can try from your side. Border width, this.
Sir, I
Why?
have a question.
Okay.
How do we get spontaneous ideas to do that, this, and
uh
that?
sp- yeah, see, the thing is, you have to think out of the box first of all. When I say out of the box means, here the border you have, right? Let's consider a scenario. You have a border. How to increase the width of this border? And you have the best ways, when you have a Dreamweaver with you. Here, when you are
Yes,
typing border, you will be getting multiple options here.
yes,
So
sir.
you should try all these options whenever you have a leisure time, so that
Mm-hmm.
later on these things will be clicked in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the one way. And another way is, apart from our class, you should visit some websites
Mm-hmm.
for CSS, so that you will be getting more knowledge on that, because all the concepts cannot be covered in a single class or in 40 hours class, because language means it will be having its own depth. As deeper you go, you will get that kind of taste, that much sound you
Mm-hmm.
will be in the subject.
Yes, sir.
So even you can provide some image for the border as well. So all these are the different ways. Let me come out from this border, and let's go one step forward. So we have something so called width, and we have something so called max width. So you can apply width as well as max width. Max width means, if your content is expandable, then it will not allow you to expand or stretch. And text decoration also you can do. For example, here you can see that I want to highlight this one as underlined text. So let me show you what is this exactly. This concept is also very important. Text decoration. Text decoration. So underline is there. So let me remove this. So by seeing this, the people will come to know it is a hyperlink. If you have some hyperlink and you want others not to consider that one as an hyperlink, for example, I have a href equals to something hash home a. So this home is underlined. Underlined means it is a hyperlink. It is clearly understandable. So if you want to avoid that hyperlink to consider that one as an hyperlink, so what you can do is you can go with text decoration none. So you can see that underlined has gone. If you want, then for example here these are not hyperlinks. These are plain list, but you want to show the user as if it is a hyperlink, then you have to go for this thing underline for this, as we have applied already for inline, not inline, underline. Here you can see. So in this way you have various options in that: inherit line through, overline. Please go through all this. The line will be above overline. Okay, I have already explained you this one. Let me explain you this. This is very commonly used in interviews, this question. Out of stock, this you will find in shopping malls, e-commerce website, not shopping malls. So what exactly the people will ask is, for example, I have 5 quantity for particular phone and all 5 are over. Dynamically I want to show a strike off on that price, or I want to show stock not available or something to be get striked off. So what you do, so just you have to remember del you have to use for that. So this we have seen when we studied about html, as it is an important point, so I have covered it once again. So text decoration, I hope it is clear to you all. It is used for underlining, overlining, or to show that a text is a hyperlink by using underline, and non-hyperlink by going for as null. So there are a few more small concepts. Let me cover it. So if you want to provide some spaces between the letters here, HOME is there. So you can even provide a spacing. I'm running out of battery. Let me connect it. So what is used for that? You have to use a concept, letter spacing. Here you can provide as number So you can see that the spacing between the letter has occurred. So in the same way, you can even provide a word spacing like about and us. In between that, I want to give a space. So you can see that there is a space in between this two. Very huge space it has calculated because I have given a very huge number here. So if you just animations we will be covering at the last. So these are the things which we have to remember. So these are the multiple tags which only comes with UL. Z index, Y index. Indexing you will be using mostly with the background image. So tomorrow I will be explaining you about the another part of that is nothing but just by putting a cursor you should get all these drop downs. This part is very important, and using that you can even get in this way. ATM menu, submenu, that is known as that part which I am trying to explain you is menu and submenu. So menu, within this here there is no submenu. So there will be scenarios where you will be getting the submenus as well, but here for this there is no submenu. Tomorrow I will be explaining you about that menu and submenu. So guys, let's talk about the timing. Tomorrow one more day you will be having class in the morning, and then we will be deciding about the evening class as per the IST standard. So it will be morning for you. So IST 8:30 is fine for you all. 8:30 p.m. Can you please check the timing over there?
Yeah, it's
So what timing it will be?
I mean, for Eastern Zone, it will be like 10. For Central Zone, it may be like,
It's 8.
yeah, 8.
It will be 8 a.m.
Yes,
Central Zone.
Perfect, right? It's not a problem for you. For us, it will be 8:30 p.m. What about Vikram? Do you have any concerns?
No, it's fine for me.
Super. Sandeep? Okay. So let's put this discussion tomorrow also. Tomorrow you have to the same timing. After that, we will be changing the timing. I will just contact with the consultant also regarding this. So guys, what is your today's assignment? Your today's assignment is pretty simple. Whatever we have done as a vertical, the same thing for horizontal we have done. The same thing you design for the vertical. Vertical is quite simple. I request you to design the same thing for the vertical. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can stay on the call. If you don't have anything, you can drop off.